Four-time NASCAR Cup Series champion Jeff Gordon this morning is halfway through his final season. Gordon started competitive racing at the age of 5. He quickly made a name for himself nationwide before turning 18. Gordon joined NASCAR in 1992. He won his first race in 1994 with many to follow.
Jeff Gordon seeking his first Winston Cup victory. Boy, this is a moment, and it is Jeff Gordon victorious. Jeff Gordon, the young and flashy one.
I told you, man. Hey, I got to go talk to the world. Yeah.
Winner of the Daytona 500, youngest driver to do it. Jeff Gordon will win it for the second time. Wow. What a race.
He won the first one in 1994. 20 years later, he wins the 21st. Checkered flag in the Brickyard 400 to Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, buddy.
With 92 career victories, the man who drives number 24 sits at number 3 on the NASCAR all-time wins list. But after 23 years on the track, Jeff Gordon will retire from NASCAR at the end of the season. Only on CBS This Morning. He joins us at this table. Jeff, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It looks like fun to me. So why are you retiring?
You know, I'm just looking forward to doing some other things in life. I've got 2 young children, beautiful family, and I don't get to spend a lot of time with them. But I'm not stepping away from racing. I'm just stepping away from the driving. I'm going to be doing some commentating as well as working with Hendrick Motorsports and some of our other partners, like Exalta, who's bringing something bright to the Bristol race coming up.
Yeah, but how do you know the time is now, though, Jeff? I hear you always say you work by gut instinct. How do you know this is the time for you?
Well, it's not like this decision was just made overnight.
Yeah.
This has probably been about 3 or 4 years in the making for me. I had some back issues, went through a couple of rough seasons, and then I had a great season last year. And plus, we've got a young driver named Chase Elliott coming along. So a lot of it was decisions made with Rick Hendrick, my family, myself, just knowing when I felt like the right time was. And I want to go out on top. I want to go out still being competitive. I'd like to be a little bit more competitive than we've been this year, but we still have a lot of races left to go, and I feel confident we've got a team that we can end on top.
You're certainly going out in a colorful way, we could say, by bringing back the rainbow paint scheme. What does that mean for you? What does it mean for fans?
Well, especially when I see the video there. I mean, it's such an iconic paint scheme. It's what I got introduced to NASCAR with. Exalta Automotive Coatings, and now is Exalta, used to be DuPont. They're the ones that came out with this bright colored paint scheme, and the fans loved it, especially young fans. They were attracted to this car because it was so bright, it always stood out.
They're already tweeting. You should know, Jeff, to say we like the car.
I know they love it. The reason why we're bringing it out is because Twitter and Facebook and social media, they want this car out on the track. So it's exciting for them, exciting for us, and for me to get to drive it again. It's been a long time, since 2000.
What makes a great driver, and who's the greatest you ever raced with?
Well, I think there's a natural instinct that you just have, a natural ability. I think a lot of experience, like you mentioned, I've been racing since I was 5 years old, behind the wheel pretty much every weekend since then. And so that experience is key. You got to be with a great team and drive a great car. But I think, you know, somebody that's able to stay calm in the heat of the moment, make good decisions. Once you get there, you have the ability. It's really about how you separate yourself from the competition and being able to just stay focused. You know, at that peak level when everything around you is happening at a high rate of speed.
Who's the best?
Who's the best? I mean, right now I'd say Jimmy Johnson's probably the best. If you look at his record, he's been incredible, won 6 championships. He's with a great team. So he's certainly one of the best I've ever raced against. And, you know, Dale Earnhardt Sr. was one of the best that I ever raced against as well.
And they're very different racers, aren't they?
Yeah. Completely different. But the sport's changed a lot as well.
Well, you mentioned the physical regimen that Jimmy goes through, and I'm sure you do too.
I don't go through it quite like Jimmy does.
Exactly. But it's tough being behind the wheel for 3 or 4 hours.
It is. I mean, I just came from California. It was pretty hot out there. It was a road course. There's no time to take a break on a road course. You're constantly shifting, turning, braking. and you don't get a chance to really hydrate yourself in the car. We have a system where I can push a button and drink, but when you can't take your hand or move your hand on the wheel to do that, it's hard to hydrate. But I think that's probably the most important thing. It's certainly important to be in good shape, and some guys do a lot more off the track than others do. I probably am a little old school when it comes to that, but I've had to pick up my physical fitness as well.
Old school is good. You know, you mentioned that the year isn't going as well as you would like. We were talking about that, and this is your final year. And they published a thing between you and your crew chief where a lot of F-bombs were exchanged between the two of you. How is that relationship now, and what's your strategy going forward?
Well, I think luckily we have a strong relationship, and it allows us
And you're still tight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love Alan Gustafson. I think he's an amazing crew chief, and we work very well together. But you're going to go through some heated moments, and we had a car that was very capable of running up front or possibly winning that race in Pocono, and things just didn't go our way. They weren't going well for me on the track. They weren't going well for him calling the race, and it just was one of those moments where we both got heated, but I think it really made us stronger. We take those challenges head on. We were immediately in conversations, and we came through it really, really strong. I think it made the whole team stronger. We've actually been more confident and better since then.
You never considered Formula One or Indy?
Oh, listen, I would have loved to have had that opportunity prior to NASCAR. I pursued Indy cars. It was something I wanted to do as a kid growing up. Those are my heroes, A.J. Foyt and Johnny Rutherford and Rick Mears. But that opportunity didn't present itself. NASCAR did, and I'm glad. I grew up racing ovals, and to me, NASCAR is all about ovals, even though we do race on some road courses. Formula One, I got a chance to drive a Formula One car. We swapped with Juan Pablo Montoya in the Williams several years ago. One of the highlights of my career driving a car. It was an amazing car. So I definitely got the bug, but NASCAR was meant for me.
Let me ask you, NASCAR has reiterated stance against using the Confederate flag in any capacity. But what about fans? Do you think NASCAR fans should be able to bring the Confederate flag inside?
I don't think there's a place for it. It just, to me, I support NASCAR. I'm so glad that they've banned it. We've done the same thing at Hendrick Motorsports, and anything that we can control, it has no place on any of our, team apparel or memorabilia or anything like that. I think that. I'm glad that it's not out there anymore.
We had a story right before you came on about the Toyota Camry being the most American car. Are you driving a Camry these days?
I am not. No, I drive a Chevrolet, an all-American Chevrolet.
I didn't know.
There you go.
All right.
Jeff Gordon, what a delight to have you
Thank you, guys.
here.
Appreciate it.
Good
Thanks
luck
for letting us unveil this car to the fans. I know they're thrilled about it.
Yeah.
We're glad you did it here.
Good luck on your final season.
Thank you.
It is trending on Twitter. There it is, live outside our studio. Gail, I think we should go for a ride.
I like that.
All right.
Does your car have a name? Do you name your car?
No.
No? Okay.
No. Okay.
24.
Gail is available. Gail is available. It's a royal name.
It's the Exalta Chevrolet.
Okay, there you go.